Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we'll start with Java. Okay, we'll come to the syllabus and we'll come to the subject board, and then we'll come to the notes, and then we'll come to the question bank later, right? So first we have to understand what is Java first. Okay, what the Java is all about. Why the Java is more popular. Why people tell you to learn Java rather than other languages, right? So why Python is more familiar than the other languages, like the existing languages like Java and then C Sharp and then C. And even though Python is more popular, why it is not coming up? Why Java is still the market leader than the other languages? So you have answers for this right now. Okay, so what is Java first? So first, getting into Java, Java is invented by a person. I'll tell you who the person is. Okay, it was first with Sun Microsystem. It was invented in a company called as Sun Microsystem. So later it is acquired by Oracle Corporation. Right now it is there with the Oracle Corporation. You know what the Oracle does is, right? So Oracle is a software company which is now holding the rights of Java, right? Java is sold to Oracle Corporation right now, right? So initially it was with the Sun Microsystem. So this is the small introduction about the Java is all about. Right? Who's he? Who's he? Any guess? Yes, he's James Gosling. Yes, he's James Gosling. He's the man who's behind the concept of Java. So he found the Java. He's the inventor of Java. So his name is James Gosling. Right? Someone asks you who is he, and then someone asks you who is James Gosling. By just showing the name, you can identify him as the inventor of Java. Right? So when he was with Sun Microsystem, it was invented, and then he later it was now with Oracle Corporation. It is sold to Oracle Corporation right now, right? So we have different programming languages in the world right now. So we have a lot of programming languages like Python, we have Java, we have JavaScript, and then C Sharp, PHP, then C Sharp, C++, R language, Objective C, Shift, and then MATLAB, TypeScript, Ruby. So these are all the popular languages which is available. So there are some languages which is not there in the list. Yes, it is not there. So this slide shows you the popularity. The language which is more popular has been shown in the slide. Okay. So which language is more powerful? I mean, no more popular. So Python. So 25.95% of the people, among the people, Python is very popular. So among 21 percentage point 42 percentage of the people, Java is more popular. So followed by JavaScript, and then you have C Sharp as well. C Sharp is also a programming language. It is the product of Microsoft, right? So Python, and then followed by Java, JavaScript, and then C Sharp. So C Sharp is a product of Microsoft. Okay, and then we have PHP, we have C++, we have R language, and then we have Objective C, and then we have Shift. What is Shift? Can anyone know? Tell me that what the Shift is all about.
Apple to develop Apple
Yes,
products.
yes, yes, yes,
iOS, sir.
exactly. Yes,
iOS.
exactly. So that is the language. So Apple has got its own language to develop its software and then applications in the Play Store. I mean, not in the Play Store, in the Apple Store, right? So they have their own language called Shift. Okay, we have MATLAB as well. MATLAB is for plotting, and then we have TypeScript, we have Ruby. So these are all the scripting languages. Okay, the most popular. If someone asks you what languages that you know, you have to tell them I know Python, I know Java, I know C++, I know C Sharp. When you tell all this, any of these four languages will definitely use by any software company. So I have 100 software company, for instance, in particular location. Okay, all the companies will definitely use any of these four languages. Like Python, they will either use C Sharp, C++, they will either use Java, and then either they will use C Sharp. Okay, there are companies which are not using Python as of now. Okay, because it is slightly getting the popularity. Okay, if suppose I drive a gearless bike, right? Whose mic is on? Okay, I drive a gearless bike. So suppose a gearless bike, suddenly someone comes and tell me the advantages of gear bike. Okay, so I will not go immediately to the gear bike. So what I will do, I'll slowly get into used with the gear bike, right? Because I'm used with past years with the gearless bike. So similarly, Java has been used for so long time, and then C# has been used for so long time, and JavaScript and then C++ has been used for so long time. And then even though if it is difficult to understand, it is not difficult to understand, it is easy to understand. Just for an instance, comparatively, when you see Python and other languages, it is somewhat difficult to understand. Okay, but it is not that it is difficult, it is easy. Okay, when you see comparatively with Python, all these languages are somewhat difficult than the Python. So people are, I mean, the software engineers are finding it difficult to shift the entire projects to Python instantly. It will be very difficult, right? So they are slowly moving towards the Python. That is why Python is the popular language as of now. But when you, as a fresher, when you attend an interview, when you go for an interview, even after 4 years from now, maybe in the third year you will get placed. Definitely in third year you will get placed. In the even semester, in sixth semester you will be getting placed. You will get placements. So for that, Java is very essential. I mean, Java is very important. Okay, so Python will come into play when it will take over other languages. It will take another 10 years. Okay, as of now, Java and then C# and then JavaScript are very essential. Okay, so that is the thing here. These are all the powerful languages which you could see. I mean, the popular languages which you could see, that is Python, Java, JavaScript, and then C# and other languages. Okay, what are the applications? So you have different applications on which different languages are used. If it is a web-based and cloud-based application, then I'll use the JavaScript, and then Python is used for machine learning, data science, because Python is very powerful language because it is very much used in the data science. Okay, when you want to take out some statistics out of a supermarket, right? For example, you go into a supermarket. Supermarket has got 100 products, right? Where it has got 1,000 customers per day. So a shopkeeper who is owning the supermarket has to come to a conclusion that how much amount of products has been sold. Among 100 products, which product have been sold more, and which people. I have different set of people, aged people and middle-aged people and younger people. So I have different set of people. Among these people, which a category of people have bought this particular product. So that is called the analytics. That I have to make analytics, right? So these kind of analytics, and we call it as data science, and then we call it as a machine learning as well, right? On our IoT application. So this is used by Python. And Java, since Java has got mobile and then cloud, so you have Android operating system with you, so which is built by using Android Studio, right? So that is completely built by Android applications are completely built by Java. Okay, it is also Java, and then you have other languages as well. C#. C# is the language of Microsoft. So it is used for games, AR and VR applications. It is very powerful language for games as well. So when it comes to games, you know, Unity game engine, right? So when you played game in, you would have played a game in Xbox 360 or PlayStation. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
What?
Unity and Unreal.
What happened?
Nothing, sir. Nothing.
Okay. Okay. So we have game engines like Unity game engine, right? Unity game engine. So yes, Unity game engine is a product of Microsoft, and then that is built by using C#. That is why we say for gaming, when it comes to gaming, it is C#. So, so every language has got its own advantages and disadvantages as well. So apart, okay, advantages and disadvantages apart, we will learn the languages which is given to us. So this is the most demand programming languages in 2021. So what are the most demanded languages 2021? JavaScript, Python, HTML, CSS, Java, SQL, NoSQL, C#, Rust, Perl, and then Go. So these are all the languages. These are the languages that are most in demand in 2021. Might be in next 2 years it may change. I mean, the order may change, but the content won't change. I mean, Java may go to this side, and then SQL may come to this side, and then Python will come to the first place, and then JavaScript may go to the second place, right? It the position changes, but the availability of the programming languages will be there. Okay, so these are all the most demanding languages in 2021. Okay, what is Go? What is Go? Go is a language which is used for Google. So Google have their own language, right? Microsoft have their own language called C#. Similarly, Google has got their language called as Go. So these are all just before a few years it was invented, and then now it is slowly coming up, right? So applications of Java. So these are all the various applications of Java programs. So currently almost 3 billion mobile phones. Currently there have been 3 million mobile phones are implemented in Java, as well as about 125 million TV sets and each Blu-ray players use Java. Yes. Every big organization uses Java in more way, in one way or another. Yes, every company that you visit, the company may tell you that we are expertise in IoT applications, we are expertise in VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, we are expertise in data science. But at back end, when you see some other way, they'll be using concepts of Java. The Java is there. Okay, Java will have its footprints on every company. Even a small software company will have the impact of Java. Okay. So more than 64,000 companies are using Java in the United States. United States, for example, Google uses Java to build and develop their Google Docs application. Yes, they build their application, even though Google has their own language called Go. Okay, you have a language called as Go. They use Java to build their own applications. The reason for that is it's popular. Okay, the people are not adopted with other languages. I mean, software engineers are not adopted with other languages. So it will take some time, right? So I cannot tell a software engineer to do a project in Go language. I cannot do a software engineer to do project in a peculiar language he doesn't know. So whichever language is very familiar for him, okay, he can do the application in that language, right? So the Java is very popular and Java is known by most of the people. Then it is going to be the popular language, right? This is what the application. So what are the different applications? First one is you have a desktop application. It is used in desktop application. It is used in the applications of mobile applications. It is used in web application. Java is used in web application. It is used in embedded systems. It is used in application servers. It is used in web servers. And then we have applications for enterprises, scientific application, and then business application, and then big data technologies. So these are all the places where Java has its impact. Okay. Now getting into the subject, right? Getting into the subject, and this is our subject code, CS8392, object oriented programming. This is the subject name followed by the subject code, right? So I'll show you the syllabus for the first unit. So this is the syllabus for the first unit. Introduction to object-oriented programming and Java fundamentals. That is the first unit. First unit has got what is object-oriented programming, what is abstraction. Next one is object and classes, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. These are all called as object-oriented concepts. I mean OOP in Java, object-oriented concepts. This entire content will be in the single topic. Okay, if someone asks you what is object-oriented programming, then you have to tell them classes, objects, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and then followed by polymorphism. So I'll tell you what this all about, and then practically also we'll see what is the polymorphism, what is inheritance, what is encapsulation, what is objects and classes, and what is abstraction. We'll see it practically as well, and we'll see it theoretically as well, right? So object oriented programming is not only for Java, it is also for Python. It is also the concept which is there in Python and then other languages. Okay, when it comes to C language, you would have studied C language in the previous semester. C language is a procedural oriented language. Okay, we won't be using any object oriented concepts there. When it comes to object oriented concept, it starts with C++, and then from C++ it transfers to Java, and from Java to C sharp, and then other languages. Even Python has got object oriented programming concepts. Since that was not there in your syllabus, you would have not studied it, but it is very easy. But learning the object oriented program in any of the languages which is available, you can easily able to apply in the other languages. For example, you would have studied, now you are going to study this object oriented concept in Java, right? So you can easily apply this object oriented concepts in other languages like C++, not in C because C is totally different, C++, and then you can apply it in Python, you can apply it in C sharp and the other languages as well. Okay, so next topic is characteristics of Java and then Java environment. So you will learn what how the Java environment is going to be, how you have to compile the program and everything, and then Java source file structure, compilation. So these all comes under the setting up of Java environment JDK. We call it as Java developer kit. Okay, we have ideally, right? For Python we have ideally, and then we have a turbo C for C as well. So similarly, we have JDK, that is Java Developer Kit. Okay, these kind of terms I'll be telling it in between. So please note it down. So don't worry, we'll have an elaborate of the particular terms in the classes in the classes. Okay. So compilation, how you will compile, how will you set up the environment. So everything that will be taught, and then fundamental programming structure in Java, defining class and how to create a class, what is constructor, what is methods, what is access specifier, commands. You know what is data types, right? What is data type? What is data type?
Int, void.
Those are all the data type. What kind of data, what type of data that I'm going to use in my programming. But whereas in Python you would have seen, simply you will give print a, print 20, it will print 20. It will automatically recognize 20 as the integer. If you print your name, print Ramesh, it means that it will print the character. It will automatically recognize it is character. But whereas in other languages like C, C++ and Java, and .NET, I mean C sharp as well, what you have to do is you have to explicitly define and declare the variable type. Int a, it means that a can be used only for, if suppose if I use like this, see here, notepad.
Integer, sir.
Just wait, I'll open a notepad here. See here, if suppose if I type int a, what does it mean? It means that a is going to, a is holding a is with number, a is with numbers. That is what is given here. That is what the meaning is. Okay, a is with numbers. That is what the meaning is. Okay, if suppose I'm going to give char a, it means that a is with the character. Okay, a is with the character. CHA. This is what the thing is. Suppose if I going to give float a means a is with the float, that is point value.
Decimal.
Okay, float. For example, you can example the value can be like 4.6. Okay, if it is an integer value, the value will be like 4. Okay, that is, or you have to explicitly define, you have to explicitly declare that what type of data type that I'm going to use, integer, character, float, double. So you have different data types. That also we'll see. It is similar to the C language. You would have seen this in C language, right? The same data type we are going to use it in the Java as well. Okay. But whereas in the Python, what you will do? Print. What you will do? Print 5. Okay, it will print 5. Definitely, it will print 5. What it will print? It will print 5. If I want to print 5 plus 6, what it will do? It will definitely print 5 plus 6. What it will print? 11. If I want to print Ramesh, will it print Ramesh? No. What you have to do? You have to give it within the quotes here. You want to give within the quotes and then followed by the brackets as well. You have to give it within the brackets as well. So what it will do? It will print Ramesh. So you can either give single quotes or double quotes, whatever it may be, it will work. It will work. You can either give single quotes or double quotes, it will work. But the combination has to be same in Python. Okay, you should not start with the single quotes and then you should not end with the double quotes. That is wrong. Okay, either you have to give double quotes in both the sides and then single quotes in the both the sides. Okay, that is also important in uh, Python. Okay, but you cannot do this because if I give 5, what it will do automatically, it is an integer value, so it will take 5 in Python. But whereas in whereas in C and then Java, what it will do, you have to explicitly declare a variable and type of a variable. So how will you declare a variable first? This is how you will declare integer a. So what does it mean? A is a variable with integer data type. Meaning for this is a is a variable. This is how I will declare a variable. This is called a declaration. This is called declaration. Declaration. What does it mean? A is a variable. Variable with integer data type. Okay, you can give any name you want, ABC, then ABC is a variable with integer data type. Okay, similarly you can give any value you want, string, character, float, double, whatever you want you can give. Okay, but that is not possible in the, that is why people started preferring Python. So you don't want to declare any variable explicitly, you don't want to concentrate more on variable declaration, just give print A, it will print A. Okay, so whatever it may be, that is the advantage in the Python. We don't want to see Python. See, just for as a start, I will compare some concepts of Python, C, and then Java. But later in the class, when it goes to Unit 2 and then Unit 3, I won't be comparing other languages. I'll just focus on the Java alone. Okay, just as a start, to make you understand, we'll compare with the other languages. So don't get confused. Okay, next we have variables. What is variable? Similar, same variables what you have learnt in the C, the same variables. Operators. So you have learnt different operators in C. What are the operators that you learnt in C? What are the different operators?
Operators,
Arithmetic, relational,
Same
conditional,
operators. Yes, exactly.
Conditional
Exactly.
operators.
Okay, pa. Same operators. Yes, same operators. So what operators that you have learnt in the C language, that same operators that you're going to see in the Java with a different syntax. Okay, and then control statements. Control. What are the different control flows that is available in Java in C?
Iterative,
Ah, iterative,
looping,
looping statement. What are the iterative statements that is available?
for loop,
If
while loop,
Okay, for
iterative
loop. Yeah, same. For
Do
loop,
while.
while loop, iterative loop, looping statement.
do
What are the
while
looping
loop.
statements?
looping
Do while,
statements are for
while,
and while.
for.
Iterative
If,
is if
for
else.
yes, yes, same thing we are going to see in a different syntax. That is the only difference between C and then Java. Okay, so these are all the things which is available, and then we have control flow, and then we have arrays. Array is a collection of elements with similar data type. Okay, array is a collection of elements with similar data type. Okay, what is packages? You have packages here, and you have Java doc comments. So these are all the topics which you are going to see in the first unit. All right. So right. So we'll come to this. So subject code is CS8392, object oriented programming. This is the subject, and then we saw the first unit content. So we saw enough introduction about this, that is creation of Java, how Java is created. James Gosling and then Mike Sheridan and then Patrick initiated the Java language project in the year of June 1991. The small team in the Sun engineers called Green Team. So they were in the Green Team. It is they were working in a Sun microsystem. And then initially it was designed for small embedded applications in electronic applications like set-top boxes. Firstly, it was called Green Talk by James Gosling, and then the file extension was GT. Okay, it was with the file extensions called .gt. Okay, in C we have .cpp, right? Sorry, C we have file name .c. Similarly, initially for Java it was like .gt. For Python we have .py, right? But now we have extension like .java. So previously when it was invented, it is like GT, because it was called as green talk. So it was with the extension called .gt. Later it was called Oak and then was developed as a part of Green project. In 1995, Oak was renamed as Java. Okay, that is where. So it was previously it was called as Green Talk, and initially it was with a file name extension called GT, and then it was called Oak later, from Green Talk to Oak later, and then in 1995 Oak was renamed as Java. So later when it is renamed as Java, it has got the file name as filename.java. So we had we have for Python.py, for C we have .c, and then for C++ we have .cpp, and then for Java we have .java, filename.java, that is the extension. Okay, and then 18 months later to develop the first working version, 18 months to develop. So they took 18 months to develop first working version. Later it was suited for internet programming. Java technology was incorporated by the Netscape. Okay, so it was used for the internet programming as well. So Java is related to C++. Yes, how I told it was related to C++ is because it follows the object-oriented concepts from C++. So the mother of object-oriented concepts is C++. C++ is the language which has got the concepts of object-oriented language, object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming, now it has been passed to Java. Okay, so from C, Java derives its syntax. Yes, Java, where it derives its syntax, it derives the syntax from the C. If you know C, definitely you can able to follow the Java, how the syntax will be. Syntax will be more or less same. So only the way in which that you represent will be different. I'll tell you the difference as well. So there are two programming that you had seen as of now. One is process-oriented model, that is code acting on a data. Okay, this is called a C language. Okay, this is called a C language, process-oriented model. That is called as code acting on a data. You'll have a data. You'll write a program that will act upon the code. Okay. So you have the next one. You call it as object-oriented model. That is called as data accessing the code. So you have different data. Okay. In Java is concerned, when it comes to object-oriented programming, it is more focused on the data alone. Data in the sense the inputs that you give for integer A, integer B, integer C, float A. So that A has got a value, that B has got a value, integer C has got a value. So that value is more focused on the language, not the syntax that you write. Okay, so object-oriented programming will focus only on the data, not the code. But whereas in the procedural-oriented language or process-oriented language, it is more focused on the code rather than the data. Okay. So this is the functional-oriented programming language, and then object-oriented programming language. It is nothing but it is also called as process-oriented language or else a procedural-oriented language. So program organization. The program is divided into small parts called functions. You would have seen what is function is. And then program is divided into parts called as objects. Here we will divide the programs into smaller piece called as objects. That I will tell you when it comes to implementation. Importance is not given to the data but to the function. Importance is given to the data rather than the function. As I told you, importance is given only to the data. Approach. What is an approach? It follows top-down approach. So where the program starts in C program, it starts from the main function. Where the main function will be, it will be in the top. Hash include stdio.h. After that, what you'll have a main function, void main or int main. So program starts from there. But whereas in the object-oriented programming language called Java, it starts from bottom. It's called as a bottom-up approach. The main function will be present at the bottom, not from the top. So access specifier, do not have any access specifier. Yes, they have three access specifier. One is public, private, and then protected. Okay, you can protect your code. Okay, suppose if you want, you have several modules in your program. Okay, you have several modules in your code. So you want to protect two of the modules. So suppose if you have 10 modules, if you want to protect two of the modules, definitely you can give private to two modules. And then if you want to leave leave that remaining 8 modules to public, then you can give public to the remaining 8 modules. Protected is something which is also a private, but it is accessible only to a specific person. Okay, that means that private is something which is accessible only to me. Protected is something it is accessible to me as well as to some other person who is close to me. That is called as protected. If I share my username and password credentials to some person who I trust, then it is called as protected. If a particular process is accessed only by me, then it is called as private. If the process is activated process, if a particular process is visible to everyone, then it is called as public. Okay, so this is the three difference. And then we have data moving. Data can be moved freely from functions to function in a system. Objects can be moved to communicate with each other. Yes, objects is very important here. Maintainability, to add new data and functions is not so easy, but whereas provides an easy way to add new data and functions. Yes, it can be added. Data access, yes, functions uses global data for sharing that can be accessed freely from the functions to function in the system. Object uses the local data and can be accessed in the common manner. Data hiding is there. No data hiding is possible. Yes, this is called as data hiding. Okay, this is called as data hiding. If I give my data to be public, then the data is not hidden. If I give data as private, then it is accessible to only to me. If it is protected, then it is accessible to me and to the person whom I gave my credentials, right? So this is not possible in the C languages, I mean other procedural oriented languages. And then provides data hiding, hence it is secured programming languages. And then polymorphism is not possible, and then polymorphism is possible. I'll tell you what polymorphism is. Only when you see practically, you will come to know what the polymorphism is, what is data hiding, what is maintainability, and everything is all about, right? And then example for this is C, VB, Fortran, and then Pascal. These are all the examples for the functional oriented programming. And the object oriented programming examples are C, Java, VB.NET, and then Python, and then .NET. These are all the examples of object oriented languages: C++, Java, VB, Python, and then .NET. So this is what you had studied in the last semester. The last semester you would have studied this. That is functional oriented programming. In previous slide it was given like process oriented. Yes, process oriented can also be called as functional oriented. And another one is procedural oriented. Procedural, PROCEDURAL. Procedural oriented. It is also called as functional oriented, procedural oriented, and then process oriented. So the example for this is C, which you had studied in the previous semester. Now what we are going to see is we are going to see the object oriented programming language. That is, the examples are C++ and Java and the other languages. Okay, any doubts you have up to this? Or do you have any doubts
So,
up to this?
main difference between
Yes?
this, sir. Can you say the main difference between this?
Main difference.
Yes.
These are all the main difference you could see here. See, one difference is that you cannot access the data. See, you can just wait. So the main difference is, see here, I have access specifiers here. Suppose you develop a website, okay. In the website, you have an IRCTC website. In IRCTC website, you cannot show the username and password of other customers to other customers. One customer to another customer, right? So I have 1 lakh customer in IRCTC website who are using IRCTC website regularly. So you cannot share the user ID and password details of one customer to another customer. So in that case, I can keep that username and password alone inside a particular class. We call it as a class, inside a particular class under the private category. Under this private category. Other informations like train information and then source information, destination information, seat availability information, that can be kept in a public mode. Okay, but this kind of features are not available in the procedural oriented language. I mean, in the C language, you cannot do this. You cannot hide the data. But whereas in object oriented programming language, you can hide the data. depending upon the requirement. This is one of the difference. But later differences are there, some more differences are there that you will come to know only when you go through the syllabus. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
One more important thing is data reusability. Okay, data reusability is very important. If suppose I have integer a, this integer a, if suppose I assign a value called as a equal to 10 in C programming, I cannot use this a with other number apart from a equal to 10 in C language. So the a equal to 10 is meant only for a. If a equal to 10, I cannot use or assign any other number to a. I cannot assign a equal to 20 again in C language. But whereas in object-oriented programming language, I can give multiple values to the same value. Okay, I can give a equal to 10 in one state. I can give a equal to 20 in next step. I can give a equal to 30 in the another step. So same variable name with the same data type has been again reused again and again. Okay, this is called as reusability. But whereas in C language, this is not possible. Okay, can you understand? This is called as data reusability. That is also a difference.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, what do you mean by function oriented or process oriented basics?
What?
What do you mean by function oriented, sir? Programming.
So it will be function oriented. Function oriented in the sense you will be creating a lot of functions in the languages. I mean in C language. Void addition, void subtraction, void multiplication, void division, whatever it may be, right? So it is function oriented. But whereas in the process oriented in the sense it is completely based upon the data. So that you will come to know when I do an example. Okay, I'll show you an example. First we'll start with Java, how to code a Java, and I'll tell you how to code a different same program in C, in C++, in Java, and I'll tell you the difference, and then we'll go into object-oriented programming, really able to understand it. Shall we go? Shall we go for the next topic?
Yes, sir.
So now coming into object-oriented programming. This is called as object-oriented programming. So object-oriented programming, when it comes, as I told you, you have a very important thing called as abstraction. Okay, abstraction. What is an abstraction? What is an abstraction?
Showing only the essential details, hiding unnecessary details.
Yes. Hiding unnecessary details, showing only the essential details. Right? So this is also possible in object-oriented programming. Essential elements of object-oriented programming. This is very essential elements of object-oriented programming. One is abstraction. Abstraction in the sense it will show you only the data which you need. It won't show you unnecessary information which will lead you to some security problem. Okay. So deals with the data hiding, internal details shown to the essential needed things to the user alone. Okay, only the essential details will be shown to the user. Example, ATM machine, all performing operations on the ATM machine like cash withdrawal, money transfer, retrieve, mini statement, etc. But we cannot know the internal details of ATM. So what we'll go to ATM? We'll go to ATM. What you will do? You will press banking, and then you will have a lot of options like you have to whether you have to withdraw, whether you have to deposit, and then whether you have to check the balance or you have to get the mini statement. You have different options there. So you will select depending upon your requirement. You will go and select any option. Suppose if you go and select cash withdrawal, what it will do? It will redirect you to a next page where it will be asking you for your PIN number, 4-digit PIN number. So once you give the PIN number, what it will do? It will ask you for the money that you want to enter. So what you will do? You will enter the money that you want to withdraw from the ATM, and then you will withdraw and come. This is the process that will happen in the ATM machine. But you will not know what is happening in the backside. So you have a lot of things that has been happening in the backside when you press a banking, that will hit the server, bank server. From the bank server, it will check your details that you are the authorized customer of the particular bank, right? And then it will give you other details. So that is not necessary for you. So what's your aim? Your aim is just to take out the cash from the ATM and then come out. So this is what the thing is. So other things will not be shown to you. Okay. right? So this is what the abstraction is all about, right? So features of object-oriented programming. What are the different features of object-oriented programming? Encapsulation. First one we saw abstraction. You have to also write abstraction. And the second one is encapsulation. Third one is inheritance. And fourth one is polymorphism. Okay. What is encapsulation? Data hiding. Data hiding is the important part. So I have a class. Okay. We'll start like this. Data hiding. What is data hiding? Every Java program will start with a class name. Class, it's a keyword, right? It's a keyword followed by a name, any name you want. You can give CSE, CSE to second year. Yes, this is the class name. Class name, class followed by the class name. This is keyword. Okay, you cannot give capital C here. You cannot give capital C here. And then this is user defined name. Whatever name you can give, okay. And then open braces and then followed by the what I'm going to give. I'm going to give a comma b, okay. And I'm going to use void add, void sub. Okay. Okay, what is this called as? What is this called as?
Declaration.
Variable declaration.
Declaration. A, comma B is an integer.
Variables. This is called as variables. What is it called as?
Function.
Functions.
Functions. So this is called as variables. Yes, this is called as variables, exactly. And this is called as, what is this called as?
Methods.
Functions.
Methods or functions. Whatever it may be, right? So this is called as variables and this is called as functions. Always variables and functions has to be within the class name called as CSE2. Whatever it may be, you can create any functions you want, you can create any variables you want, you can create any functions you want. That will be within this particular class, right? So since it is member of the class CSE2, we call it as member variable. Since these functions are the member of the class CSE2, we call it as member functions, right? This is how we call it as member variable and member function. Let it be any members you want, you can give. You can give either float, you can either give character. These are all called as member variables. These are all called as member functions. How much ever the function you can give, you can give. You can give 100 functions in a particular class. Yes, you can give. If you want to give 1000 variables declaration inside a class called as CSE2, you can give whatever it may be, you can give. So it also depends upon the content, right? So you have member variables and the member functions as well. Okay, so now you can hide this member variable within the class. You can hide this member functions within the class. How I can do this? By just giving private class CSE. So these are all the keywords. Private class CSE. Private class, in the sense this CSE2 class has got a member variable and member functions called private. Okay, it means that it cannot be, this member variable and member functions cannot be accessed outside the class. So this is the class inside. So class is open and then class is closed. So I cannot access or use this integer a comma b and then void sum outside this class. Okay, because it is private member, I mean private class. Okay, if I want to make this class public, what I will do, I will either use ub
Public.
simple, very simple. This is called as data hiding. Someone asked me, sir, how can you explain this data hiding and then data protection concept here? So this is called as data hiding as well. Okay, and one more thing, we can also tell this as a data hiding. if I want to show this as a public, if I want to show this particular information to the customer as a client has to know this. So what are all the as a client, what I will do? So what are all the variables and the functions that you have used in the project as a client? If I'm asking to a software engineer has to explain me, sir, I have used this variables like a and b, and I have used this void sub as a function for our project. But this sub can be anything. Okay, suppose void sub is there. So void sub is a function which has been written now. So c equal to a plus b. So which is there in a different class. Can you see here? So I have written something here, like I have declared a variable, I have declared a member function here. So I have written what this particular sub is going to do outside the class. In a different class, I have a different class called as class function. I have written void sub. What void sub is going to do? Void sub is going to do some operations here. C is equal to a plus b. So this is called as function declaration. Okay, this is called as, can anyone tell me the answer? This is called as function
Definition.
definition. Very good.
Definition.
Super. Definition. So I have written the declaration part inside the class, which I'll be showing it to my customer, but customer will not know the logic what I have written behind this sub. So where the logic has been written? It has been written outside this class in a different class called as class function, and then that has been hidden within this class. This is also a concept called, this is also called as data hiding. I'll show you the data. Yes, data is there, but the data what actually it is going to do is not there inside this particular class. So I have hidden all the information within this class. That sub is going to do c equal to a plus b. Okay, the logic which I am going to write behind this sub is hidden in a different class, and the name of the function declaration will only be shown to you. That is also a concept called as data hiding. Is it clear for you? Is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is just the basics. Okay, it is not the elaborated content. It is just the basics. Just the basics. Don't worry. When you get through the actual programming, you will come to know what is hiding, what is encapsulation, what is manipulation, everything. Right? So as of now, just understand this. We'll see this. Okay. So let us
Sir.
start. Yes.
If you put private in the second class function,
This public,
It will-
private. Yes.
it will be hidden, sir.
Yeah, it will be accessed. It will be accessed. I'll tell you, see, this private, public, protected and all, I'll tell you in the example part. Okay, just try to understand how this private, what is the meaning of private, what is the meaning of public, and then what is the meaning of protected as of now. So you will come to know the actual part of it when it comes to implementation. I'll show you in the implementation. Okay. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have a class here, and I have a class name, and then followed by a member variable, and then I have a function. Sir, should I is it compulsory to write the member function declaration in one class and member function definition in other class? No, that is not required. If you want to do the declaration and definition inside the same class, that is also possible. Equal to a plus b. Dot out dot println. This is the next twist here. That is print c. Yes, it will be printing c. Okay. So I can do, it is not closed, right? It is not closed. See, you have to be very careful about the brackets opening and then closing. So it is not closed. So this close is for the function and this close is for the class closing. Okay. See here, I have written the declaration part inside the class and then definition part also inside the class. That is also possible. So now if I share this particular class to my client, what the client will know, oh, this particular software engineer had used variables called as A and B and then member function called sub, and also this is the logic. So I can take out this logic and then I can do my own project. This kind of problem may happen. Okay, in order to avoid this, only the member variables and member functions has to be in a class. That is the way good programmer will do. So that is how a good programmer has to code. How a programmer has to code is, he needs to keep all the variables and the function within a class. I mean declaration of the variable and declaration of the function within the class, and the logic of the particular class, the function has to be written in a different class. Okay, that you have to write. Like that only you have to write. So this is how also this is how you can also do this. Okay. And then this system.out.println is like your cout statement. In C language, what you will be given, printf, right? Printf and then C. Will you print like this? %d, right? %d. I'm not sure about. Yes. This is how you will do in C language. Am I right? If you want to print this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Double quotes or single quotes?
Double quotes, sir. Where double quotes will come?
For %d, sir.
%d की double quote.
Oh. Yes. %d, double quotes and then C. So this is how you will print the statement in C language. Okay. In C++, how will you print? This is how you will print in the C language. C. I'll take you another 10 minutes. Please bear with me. Cout. This is how you will print in C. Print C. So this is how you will do in C++. Can you find the difference now? Okay. So this is how you will print a C in C++. This is how you will print a C in a C language. In Python, what you will do? Print C. That's all in Python. This is for Java. How simple it is. See. என்ன சார் இவ்வளோ பெரிய லைன் கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க system.out.println. Is this simple? Yes, that is simple for Java. Yes. The one more twist is in system S is capital. If you give smaller s, it won't. It will give you the error. Println, you can either give print or println. Print in the sense it will print in the same line. In println in the sense it will print and then it will give you a new line. That is the difference. In C#, how you will print? I mean in .NET, C# and .NET, how will you print? CONSOLE, console dot write line. This is for C#. If you have time, also learn C#. It is very powerful language. So this is how you will print C in a different languages. But you won't be using this class concepts in C language. C language, you won't be using this. Only in C++, Python, and then Java, and then C# you will be using. Okay. Now, do you have some understanding about what is member variable and then member functions? How to declare a member within the function and then how to within the class, how to declare a function outside the class. Now, do you have some understanding about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let us see what is encapsulation. That is wrapping up of member variables and member function within the class. Within a class. So I have a class called as CSE2. Wrapping up of, putting, let us put it in a simpler words, putting the variables and functions into a single class is called as encapsulation. what the capsule is all about. You go to a medical shop and ask for a capsule. So when you open the capsule will have a part and the bottom part as well. Okay, top part and the bottom part as well. So when you open the capsule, what you will have in the capsule, you'll have a powder or a medicine within it, right? So that is how you have a capsule called as CSC. Inside the capsule called as CSC, what else you have? You have a variable and you have a member function. Okay, this is called as encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but wrapping up of member variables and member functions within a class is called as encapsulation. Is it clear? Is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll see this inheritance and polymorphism slowly in the next class. Now I'll show you demo. I was telling you about the difference between the C, C++, Java, and then C#, right? So I'll show you how to do a hello world program in different languages. Okay. See here. This is the Python compiler. If you want, this is the C++ compiler. If you want, you can take it. I'll put it in the chat box. Just try by yourself. This is the C++ compiler. This is C++ compiler. When you click that, you will get a code. This is the code. Is it right? Whether everyone is getting that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Got it, sir.
Yes. This is how you will do. So you hash include IO stream into main, and then this is not required. I mean, this is not required. Just see my screen, and then std is the standard output colon cout hello world, cout hello world. So without this std also it will work. This compiler doesn't support it, so let us don't want to worry about it. Okay, just run and see. You will see the hello world. See here, you have a code called as hello world here. Can you see the output? Just run this. You'll see the output here. Hello world. Yes, the same program. When I want to print hello world in C, how will you print? It is very easy for you because you have studied in the last semester. Hash include stdio.h int main, and then open bracket print hello world return 0. Okay, it will give you the same result called hello world. Okay, I'll see. I'll give you the compiler as well. Next compiler. This a C compiler. Please see in your chat box. Can you run this and see? Can you run this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see the difference? See here, only the output statement is different here. Cout, we have used cout here, and then we have used printf here. That is the only difference we can see in the both languages. Is it right? Okay. Next
Yes,
we'll
sir.
come to Python. Next we'll come to Python. Python is very simple. What the language? I mean, what the content will be? What the code will be? Just print hello world. That will do. See here, I'll give you one more link that is for Python. You got? Did you got in chat box?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Please see that. Just print hello world. That will print. So how simple Python is? See? How simple Python? That is why people started preferring Python. Yes, it is very simple. Why should I go for how many lines of code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God. 5 lines of code to print hello world in C and then C++. Is it required? It is required? No, it is not required. So that is why people started preferring Python now. Okay. Next we have Java. Now getting into Java now. That this is the Java. Please save this compiler for future. But I'll recommend you another compiler as well. Please don't use this compiler. As of now, for time being, just use this compiler. I'll show you how to run the Java code in a right way. So see here. Can you see here? See the code?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the code? This is the code. See here. Please, these are the command lines. See here. Import java.io. So since we have hash include io stream.h. What is this? Okay. So we have this hash include stdio.h, that is standard input and output operation in C. Similarly, we have something like import java.io. The io in the sense it is an input and output statement. Okay. And see here, as I told you, even the main function that you want to do, that will be within the class. Okay. The class name is called as hello world. Hello world. Hello world. And then followed by open braces. Inside that only we have a main function. Main function is like not void main. It is like a void main. We have void main here. So I mean we have int main here. So we have a different main function here. Public static void main. Public static void main bracket string args. Okay, the meaning for this is whatever content that you give inside this main function is static, and then it is converted to public. And then why this string args in the sense whatever data type that you use, even if you pass integer, even if you pass float, even if you pass character, whatever data type that you pass and use in the Java program, when it comes to main function, it will get it will get converted to string. That is the meaning for this particular line. Public static void main. So we have void main or int main in C and C++, but we have public static void main. The meaning for this public static void main is everything which is there inside the main function is public. Everything that is inside the main function comes inside the main function is static. Okay, and every data type, irrespective of what data type it is, it can be an integer, float, character, or double, whatever it may be. When it comes to main function for implementation, it is converted to string. That is the meaning for this particular line. Can you able to understand this line? Meaning for this line?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the meaning. So this is the argument to hold that particular value. Okay, I may be getting integer, I may be getting float, I may be getting character, whatever it may be. That is for holding this value. I mean, this args is for holding that value. This can be anything. This can be even a. Okay, and then I'm going to print the value. System.out.println hello world. Just run and see. You will get the output here. See, so you can be a or abc or abcd, whatever it may be. It's just an argument to hold the value. See here, right? So public. So what are the keywords here? Class is a keyword, public static void main is a keyword, string is also a keyword, string capital,
Sir,
S is capital here.
What if we don't give ABCD, sir?
What? It won't.
What if we don't do?
Yeah, if you don't give any value, I mean value to hold a value, there is no argument here to hold the value. See here, it is showing me an error. So you can give any value, a or what's your name?
Ashwin,
Sorry,
sir.
what? Ashwin. Ashwin, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can either give Ashwin. Ashwin will hold the value, and then that will print hello world. So you can give any value you want. That is just to hold the value.
So it's like a variable to hold data type.
Yes, any data type. So you are getting converted data type, right? It can be integer, it can be float, it can be string, double, whatever it may be. Now when it reaches the main function, the meaning for that is everything will be converted to string. So that converted data types has to be stored in a particular data type called as a. So this is the variable of this particular string. Got it?
Yes,
So
sir.
static voice use பண்றோம் static void.
Static on everything is static in artham. I mean, it cannot be changed. Once it reaches the main function, it cannot be changed in artham. That is called as static. Common for everything. It is common for all the programming in Java. Idan வந்து basic structure. And one more important thing is, when you want to save the program has to be saved in the name of hello world, because the class which is holding the main function has to be the file name. இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம் C++ what we will do, in C language what we will do, in Python what we will do, for addition of two numbers. You will give your own name for saving your program, right? But whereas in C, in Java, the file name has to be the main function class name. What is the main function class name? What is the main function class name here?
Hello world.
Hello world.
Hello
The
world.
file name has to be hello world.java. Let it be whatever program you do. Always the main function class name has to be the file name of the Java, else the program will not work. Okay, புரியுதாப்பா? Is it understandable? இதான் basic.
இது எல்லாமே ஸ்ட்ரிங்கா எடுத்துக்கா சார், அது ஸ்ட்ரிங் கொடுக்கறதுனால.
ஆமாப்பா. என்ன நீ கொடுத்தாலும் ஸ்ட்ரிங் அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்கும். அதான் ஜாவாவோட ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி.
சார் ஆக்சுவலா இங்க எதுக்கு சார் நம்ம கொடுக்கணும்? அத ஜஸ்ட் பிரிண்ட் தான் சார் பண்ண போறோம் டபுள் கோட்ஸ் கூட. அப்புறம் எதுக்கு சார் நம்ம ஸ்ட்ரிங் வேரியபிள்லாம் கொடுக்கணும் மேல?
No, that is common syntax. That is syntax that you have to follow. So I have void main here. So did you ask me a question here? Sir, I have void main here, int main here. Should I use, am I using any variable here to print this hello world? No, simply I'm going to print hello world here. But since it is a syntax, similarly for Java we have syntax here, public static void main. So inside the main function only, all the contents has to happen. So let it be 1,000 lines of code, let it be a big project, whatever it may be, everywhere this has to be static. I mean, this syntax has to be there, public static void main.
If we're writing in another function also, it is necessary public static void main.
Yes, this is just a one class. Just a one class. When it comes to different functions, different classes, only one function is necessary. So I can have a class here. See here, class ABC. See here, I have a class here. This can be written something here, right? And I have a public, I have a main function which is there within this class. So I have two class names here. So which class name will be the file name now?
Hello world.
Hello world is the file name. Yes, that is the concept here. Okay, program poga poga theriyum. So you will understand how it goes. What is the need of this particular public static void main, right? And what is an object, how to create an object and everything you will come to know when we go through the subject. புரியுதாப்பா? இதான் C#. This is how you will do the hello world program in C#. System.console.writeline. Here we have system.out.println. Here we have system.console.writeline. Okay, a static void main, string args, same thing. Okay, this is how it works, but we don't want to concentrate on other languages, just the Java alone will do. Okay, and to download Java, what you have to do is you have to just go to this website. Next class onwards it will be helpful for us. Java. So this is the website to download. I'll be putting it in the chat box. Did you got it?
Yes, sir.
And then yes, you have to just download it and then paste it in a default location. See, I have C drive. In this C drive I have program files, and then I have Java folder, and then I'll have JDK 1.8. It will be like Java Developer Kit 1.8. Just download and keep. Don't do anything. I'll tell you in the Saturday's lab session what you are supposed to do this.
Okay. Sir, any app for phone, sir?
Phone, mobile phone I have to check and tell, pa. I'll check and tell. You can do it in this compiler itself, right? Online GDB compiler. You have the compiler called as online GDB compiler. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Just what you have to do is you have to select this Java, and then you can see the same program. And here there is no need of giving this header file. So usually we want to give this header file. In older versions only we'll give you header file. Run and see. So it is giving you output. You can also try this in mobile, and then with using header file also it will work. Import java.io.star colon. Yes, it will work. So with header file also it will work. Without header file also it will work. And the version which we are going to download it from the website will also work without the header file. No problem. I'll tell you how to work on this. Just click this. After getting into this website, just click download, and then agree, and then start free download. Automatically it will install. Just give next. It will
For 32-bit compiler, sir. 32-bit OS, sir.
Oh, it is available. You can check in Google as well. It will automatically download. This is also for 32-bit, I think. 64-bit.
64.
Java for Windows 10 or Windows 7?
10.
10. So here you could have this. See here.
Sir, time up, sir.
Okay. Okay, but I'll share you the link in the group. I'll share you. As of now, you can download this and keep. I mean this latest version you can download and keep, right? And then those who can't download, you can use this online compiler as well, online GDB compiler for execution. I'll put it in chat box as well. Okay, pa. Okay, students, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, for any doubts,
No,
you can
sir.
ask me or call me. So, as 1 week, for 1 week, what you will do is you just analyze. You just sit and listen what is happening in the class, and then you just take notes of your doubts which you have, and then later, if after 10 days still you have doubts, you can contact and then you can ask me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, pa. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Excuse me, sir. Sir, sir, excuse me, sir. The 2:30 to 3:30 class will be only on Wednesday or every day, sir?
Sir? Sir?